Yo, what's going on, people? This your boy Toon, and this is YBETV. Today I want to get into how I travel with my setup and my children and still make a profit. Um, First and foremost, let's just go to the darkest times of the Powwow shows, right? Because that's one of the most consistent shows. Number one, with the Powwow shows, unless it's a big show, the tables are usually between 45 and $65. That is the average that you're gonna pay per table. We normally get in between about between 2 and 4 tables usually. If it's a smaller show, we may do 2 tables. If if it's a moderate to larger show, we go to 4 tables. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do. Now, how do we make money? Number one, let's think of expenses. You got gas, which you're gonna have to pay for, and you got housing. Now, as you see, I got my house behind me. Housing is not really bad. It may cost you a little bit more gas, some insurance, and you know what I'm saying, maybe setup time sometimes. Sometimes it's free when we boondock. It's called boondocking. When you don't have any hookups, that means that you don't have somewhere you can plug in your power, plug in your water. So boondocking means you don't have that stuff, so you just go off a generator and you go, oh my God, I forgot to fill up the water. And I think we might be boondocking. So I might have to go somewhere and find somewhere to fill up my water. Okay, so to make a long story short, let's just say the average person, you gonna go get a hotel. Hotel, you probably gonna pay like $80 a night, and you only do it one night. If you leave out on Saturday morning, which I'm doing, and you get in there and you get into you get a hotel for one night. Now you got to feed yourself. Now that's where it gets expensive, especially with the kids, because each meal can be between $30 to $50 easy, just feeding, 3 kids and yourself. Now, when you got a camper, it's a lot cheaper because you looking at going shopping for the whole weekend with $50. You go shopping with $50. Let's just say you get a pack of hot dogs, a pack of chicken, or some turkey chops or something. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at back chicken, hot dogs, some lunch meat, a couple a pizza, a few packs of them pieces. So now we have about $30 right there. Then you got the sides and stuff like that. Now you're looking at about 40, $45, $50. And then you already got stuff in the reserve because you got that one-off stuff that you buy for the camp, especially going out every weekend. You buy 3, 4 boxes of cereal. You know what I'm saying? So oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? The oatmeal and stuff like that. So if you do it that way, you ain't worried about breakfast. You know what I'm saying? So now you just worry about lunch and dinner. You get you a coffee maker, put it on the camper, which I already got. You get you an air fryer. You know what I'm saying? You got the oven, you got the refrigerator, you using those. So with all of those things being said, what ends up happening is now you really not spending the money. And then let's just say you really don't eat all that stuff. You got all that stuff, all the stuff from last week. And you got some frozen goods. You know what I'm saying? Some pot pies and stuff like that. And some of you don't eat. You just take it home and then you use it for the next weekend. So your grocery bill is not really high versus if you know what I'm saying, didn't have your camper. Or when it's wintertime and you're not running with your camper on these slick roads. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you moving on, boom. Then now you got camper. Another way that you do it is like you could just save money, but so another way you just save money where you can. I don't go to fancy hotels. I don't go to fancy hotels. I just go to little regular hotels, like Motel 6, you know what I'm saying, like Holiday Inn Expresses and stuff like that. I'm not really a fancy guy. I don't really mind. Go get in there, take me a shower, get out, go to the event. And I got a trailer. So I got a pull behind trailer. Two, it's called an enclosed trailer that I use in the wintertime. And it holds my whole setup. So I got my table banners and my feather, you know what I'm saying? It's like a feather thing. It's got my advertisement on it. Then I got all my Powwow accessories. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. Sometimes I may use the pull behind trailer, or I use my van for my for going to these shows for clothing and stuff like that, which is really cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, the point being is that you can make the money. And the more money you save, the more you increase your profit margin. Now, there's a lot of people that just eat from the Pow Pow show and then they go out to eat, but they still turn a crazy profit. The biggest thing that you want to pay attention to is, number one, your gas, and number two is your food. Gas, food, and housing. Those are gonna be your biggest three expenses, especially with three kids. But the craziest part is, if you got your kids there, why not have them making their own money? Because the only person that I buy food for is my baby boy, because he's only selling gummy bears. So sometimes he may make $80 the whole event. But for an 8-year old, $80 for a weekend ain't bad, especially when he's just saving it. It's just going into a pot, boom, 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 and he's saving up thousands of dollars, making 80. Then sometimes he make $200 in a weekend. So he's making his money. But now we about to start working on him getting his own table and not piggybacking on our tables. So we got a new thing that we want him to start selling, which is going to be soap. He's going to sell this soap. We ran into this guy that had this organic soap. It smells good. It feels good when you wash your body with it. We swear by it at the house. Everybody loves to use it, and it feels good, right? So we ended up finding our own vendor that makes the organic soap that smells good and it's got all those natural ingredients in it. And we sampled it. So now we got 50 bars coming in. I'm gonna probably pay for his today, get the 50 bars. Now we got to start making the soap packaging, right? We make the soap packaging with the 50 bars of soap is on and popping. We're gonna probably get him 100 packages. The name of it is gonna be Cotty Wash, because his nickname is Cotto, and instead of body wash, it's gonna be Cotty Wash. You know what I'm saying? And he already made his logo. This kid is so smart. He went on ChatGPT and put in, he wanted to make a logo for his soap named Cotty Wash, and it's gonna be a bar of soap and blah blah blah. And ChatGPT spit him out a logo. Like, oh, I'm like, dang, that was right. And it's a nice looking logo. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna use that, and he's gonna put all organic, blah blah blah, and then on the back he's gonna put basically, you know what I'm saying, like fragrance, and then it's gonna, you know what I'm saying, different fragrance. It's gonna be more general on the what's the name, and then he about to have that and put that out. He gonna buy them for $3 and sell them for $6. You know what I'm saying? So if he does that, he gonna turn a nice profit, right? And the more and more he buys, the more and more he drives the price down. Now, with that being said, pretty cool, right? Pretty dope. When we get him to that point, he's gonna make even more money. And then we're gonna find him another product. When he gets about 3 products on his table, I think that's gonna be good for him. And I want him to average in between. I want him to average in between about $400 to $600 per event. Because by the time that boy gets 15, 16, I want him to have about $40,000, $50,000 saved up. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal. And like, I'm working with my other kids and they working on their goals too. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot to look at and a lot to think on and a lot to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what we doing. So just stay tuned, and that's how we do it. So that's how we make money. You have your kids, instead of just sitting there helping you make money, have them make their own money. And now that helps your expenses go down. And then when they get to a point where they doing $1,000, $1,200 a weekend, now it's gonna be like, hey, look, hey, look, kids, I know you only 11 or 12, but look, you gonna help pay for this hotel. You're gonna help pay for, hey, look, we gonna buy this camper together. We're about to buy a camper. Hey, look, you make $1,200. A camper pay, and you make $1,200. Or y'all make $600 a piece. How about this? Out there, $600 a piece. We pay for the room, we pay for the food together, and we get a camper. Or we get a camper and pay for the food together. How much is a camper? Camper is $230 a month. Okay, split 3 ways. So that's like 7, 14, 21, like $75 a piece. Okay, for the month though. So that means that we only paying what, less, like $15 a week, $20. Let's just say $20 a week. So $20 each per week is the camper. Then the food, $50 a week. Y'all paying what, about 15? So you got your kids paying that little bitty stuff, and then you knocking off all types of expenses. So it's just something to think about, something to look at, and that's how you do it. This your boy Toon signing off. If you don't want to end up in a box, think outside of it. I mean.